this morning telling you I could barely sleep last night because I was so excited this morning because I get to share with you the empowerment through music goddess rock star, Emma G. And
Hey.
she shares not only advice through that matters, but Emma G shares advice that matters through empowerment, through music. So I am super excited to unfunk myself today with Emma G, who helps everyday humans empower themselves through music and save the world one song at a time. And secret insider tip, she's an everyday human just like you and me. Well, maybe some of you are the rockstar humans, but Emma G was invited and featured in the DC Fray as one of DC's top 15 fashion icons. And it's just a reminder that it's every one of us, every single one of us are the top fashion icons. Mm-hmm. You are the top goddess rocker. So Emma G, thank you for joining Liner Notes. Liner notes are the insight the artists or curators offer into what's really going on at the time of creation and what inspired that recording to be what it is. Mm-hmm. Michelle Hoffman's Liner Notes is imperative insight and curated wisdom that you need to inspire you to live up to your potential. In a changing world, you can find your unique path to create balance and enjoy an abundant life with all the resources you need. I'm Michelle Hoffman. I help business owners and CEOs focus on your zone of genius, reduce the overwhelm, giving you more time to do what you love and increase your income. How? By helping your managers develop high-performing teams that meet the revenue goals, making success inevitable. Discover how I can help you and your company succeed at lightthesparklady@gmail.com. lightthesparklady@gmail.com. Emma G, I'm so super excited that you're here.
I'm excited to be here. What an introduction. My goodness.
Well, okay then. So tell us, I mean, when I think of you, what comes into my head equal to your name and your energy and your empowerment through music is the words "Together we rise."
Yes, because it's so true. We totally do. Together we can achieve more.
Yeah, yes. So with that, together we can achieve more. How did, who are the people who you help and, and what is their dream come true? So how is it that you're making this difference in the world?
So it's funny because I have been writing songs since I was like 3 and able to hold a pencil. And I, the amount of trauma that I've gone through in my life, it's amazing how I automatically just turned to music as my way of expressing myself, right? And we'll go into that later, I'm sure. But, it was a couple of years ago that I realized, hey, if I've written over 500 songs to help my soul and to help me thrive and grow and unfunk myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could also help other humans, whether they're musicians or not, to unfunk themselves through the power of music? Because music speaks to everybody. It doesn't matter what generation you are, what ethnicity you are, what religion you are, what anything. Music heals, music connects, music is powerful. And so I started working with clients back in 2018 and just helping them dig deeper into their purpose, into their why, into their issues, because the answers lie within all of us. We just need to be brave enough and creative enough to figure out, oh, actually that's what's going on here. Let me just rewrite that narrative through the power of music. So yeah, that everybody has a song within them, everybody has a message within them, everybody has a superpower within them, and it's my privilege and honor to work with people to help them uncover, unravel make friends with, and express those messages to the world.
Wow, that's really a huge gift. It's a huge gift. You know, I being a writer, I say everyone has a story. You being a lyricist, a performer, an incredible singer, you say everyone has a song within them. I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that. So thank you for sharing your story with us. Will you tell us? I mean, I mean, I've seen these images of you when you're 3 years old and you are rocking it. And
Yeah.
I have to say it, you know, we've known each other a little over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you perform. I've been inspired by your music. You you go where there's a purpose and your message has a meaning. And in that
Thank you.
you do stand solid on your own 2 feet. But I know that you came from 3 years old, as you were saying, through your own trauma, through your own
Mm-hmm.
story. And now
Mm-hmm.
we can all see, I mean, people don't always see that on the surface. What we see is what I call you with tude and tunes. So attitude and the tunes you share. And I'm like, please use that, because that is, as far as I'm concerned, you are tude and tunes. Woo!
I love it. I love it.
Tell us a little bit about when you were 3 and you were picking up a pencil for the first time, because those words were coming out through lyrics, which then
Mm-hmm.
somehow you put to music. And
Mm-hmm.
this, you actually not only are healing yourself through that, but you're healing the world in a way, because you're sharing that spirit, that energy, that music with everyone else. So share
Yeah.
how you became Toot and Tunes.
Well, so it's funny because the song that I wrote when I was 3 was a song called Hush Away. And it was literally about, like, I have the lyrics somewhere still. In fact, I might even remember the melody, you know, an odd 25, 27 years later. But it's, for me, so I was born with a health condition called hydrocephalus. I was born with a cyst in the middle of my brain, about the size of my fist, that blocks off the exit way going down my spinal column. So, you know, your brain floats in water, the water goes into your head. For me, it has nowhere to get out of my head. So I have a tube that was inserted at the age of 4 months that drains out the water. As a result of that, I've had severe brain damage. I've had 10 brain surgeries and 24 surgeries in total. So being a born freak, before being a freak was a good thing, because I totally embrace that now. You know, I turned to music as my way of helping me to not only communicate and understand myself effectively, but also communicate and help others around me to you know, understand me as well. So for me, it's about, you know, really digging deep into what those messages are within myself, and expanding that to an audience, you know, around me, whether that's my immediate community, that's the country, or internationally, to help inspire through the traumas that I've overcome. And obviously, being a woman, that has also turned into being, you know, going through severe depression, having been sexually assaulted from the age of 5, being homeless, having a drug addiction, multiple drug addictions and alcoholism, and losing people to suicide and being suicidal myself. Like, all of these things that we experience as human beings, everyday human beings, music has that magical ingredient of just being able to help us to become at peace with that part of ourselves, and then turn that inner peace into empowering messages for our communities. And so I've been doing it, you know, professionally now for 5 years here in Washington, D.C., writing songs like Together We Rise and Superhero and Living Proof, and, you know, trying to do my part to, like, okay, we've got the bullshit. Let's take the bullshit, use it as fertilizer, plant a garden, and empower the crap out of the world.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, everyone, like I said, everyone has a story. And
Mm-hmm.
I never compare one story as better or worse, because it's our own journey. And one of the studies that I've been doing recently are on different quotients. So people are
Mm-hmm.
familiar with IQ, intelligence quotient, even EQ, emotional quotient. There's also PQ, physical quotient, SQ, spiritual quotient. And you have demonstrated AQ, which is adversity quotient.
I love that.
So that's your ability to be through these changes and challenges. Some of them happen to you, and instead of being a victim, you found a way to channel your energy through them. And then some things you've chosen, which you've also clearly overcome. But if somebody just walks in and takes a look at your hot self, they go, wow, no wonder she was chosen as one of the DC fashion, icons, and it's just a matter of time. And in reality, I know you're so sweet about it. In reality, you are, as you say, you work with everyday humans because you are an everyday human and you understand that. And that's how you connect with people, because you're so authentic, because you're so real, because you've been there, done that, because what the depth of grief and trauma and drama can be. And that there's this resilience that you have to say, this is not going to define who I am. I'm going to define who I am, because together we rise, because of these superpowered songs that you're developing. So when you are working with clients, what are some of the things that you share with them? What are your hot tips and tools of how do you invite them to feel safe enough to face themselves?
Well, I think part of it, and you hit the nail on the head, like we're not our struggles, we're not our troubles in life, we are how we respond to them. And when it comes to working with me and being safe, I want people to realize that, I myself have thrived in an environment that is unsafe. So by having that knowledge of myself, I then allow people, we call it a pepeha in New Zealand, which is literally—
say it again, a what?
A pepeha, Pepeha. So every time I speak to anybody, I have to be very honest, this is where I've come from. I come from— ethnically, I come from Norway, Iran, Fiji, America, and New Zealand. That in itself is okay, I'm a real person. Come be real with me. Let's be vulnerable together. Let's go on this journey together. Let's write your song together. Because, at the very end of the day, it's you can aim to be a normal Britney, an everyday Britney Spears if you want to be. Everyday Britney Spears, that's a bit of a an oxymoron, but you can try and be somebody for somebody else, or you can lead with authenticity, be the next Adele, be the next vulnerable human being that shares your story with the world, because that that message, that truth of yourself, that authenticity, that is not only going to help you to dig deeper and save yourself, but that is literally going to save somebody else. And how powerful is that? You're safe with me because I want you to be your most powerful self, and I want to help you learn about that through the magic of music. It's my— I don't know, it's always been something that I've just dived right into, because music is just— it speaks to you, it speaks to me, it speaks to everybody, and there is no safer helmet than song. Even honestly, even the love songs that I've written for people, I'm I can't have a conversation about you, with you, about how I feel, but I'm gonna write a song about it and sing it to you, and that's gonna be my safety net. So it's
No, it's really beautiful, because what you're saying, I mean, this might be where we align so well. Because when I'm working with managers to help them build these highly productive, highly developed teams, it's the same. Who are you? And you can lean into yourself as a leader, because it's really hard to try and be someone else. You can't please everybody else. And some great mother advice that I got from my mom when I was trying to please the world. She's like, "Oh, Michelle, wear your Wonder Woman cuffs and shield. You can't please everybody else. You have to take care of you and your family. That's how you make decisions." And it's hello, why did I, of all people, forget that for the moment? But and then she bought me these sparkly cuffs to remind me that it was fun. And that's just it. It's be true to your authentic self. Tell your story. Your story makes the difference. And when you can align your values with, in my case, with the values of the mission and vision of the company, and then you align the values of your team, you make success inevitable. And in your story, you're aligning the values of who people are and their authenticity and helping them find their voice through song to send the message with, what did you say? That's the safest helmet you could wear.
It is, because like even if you're shit scared of your truth, you know, being able to put a melody to it somehow makes things easier. You know, so it's really, it's an opportunity for you to really make friends with your scariest parts of yourself. And then as a sort of a consequence of that, you then give permission to other people to join you in becoming friends with those scary parts of themselves. And that's how we save the world.
Okay, so how do you help people through that? How do you do that?
A lot of conversation, a lot of free writing, a lot of meditation, a lot of empowerment and affirmation statements, a lot of just reminding people that the answers are within them, that they don't have to go out to have, you know, every scary thing. Like, they don't have to push that out, the exterior boundaries, in order to find out who they are. We are not who, like the things we've overcome, we are how we've responded to them. So everything already lies within us, right? The traumas and stuff, there is a magic in those traumas that lies within us. We just need to figure out how to get into that. And that's honestly through conversation, through melody, through free writing, through meditation, through, there's a whole bunch of exercises that I go through with people to help them become friends with themselves again and dig deeper into their messages.
Awesome. So awesome. So what if people don't do this, what type of obstacles do they run into?
A lot of fear, a lot of, you know, when I say fear, that's a very broad term. Fear of, have you ever met those people who tend to like always be a yes person to everybody, and they don't really seem to like themselves or know who they are as a human being? That is often what happens when you're not honest with yourself. You know, when you're trying to please everybody else and you're not realizing that actually by you being your true authentic self, you're doing so much for the world, so much for people, so much for yourself. So though the negative repercussions of not being able to be honest with yourself are often around it, just losing track of who you are, living in a constant state of overwhelm, of depression, of anxiety, of you know, always trying to bend over backwards to everybody else. It's like that. My favorite saying is, you remember that person that you said that you would do anything for? Make that person yourself and watch your world change.
There you go.
Right?
Because
so
it is
writing
often,
that song.
Yeah, it's often that we're willing to take care of others before we're willing to take care. One of my sayings is, when you're busy taking care of everyone and everything, who is taking care of you? It's to wear your Wonder Woman cuffs and shield. So
you can't feed from an empty cup.
What?
You can't feed from an empty cup.
Right. That's totally true. So I love your lyrics. I printed out some of your lyrics. Together with rise, have I found my tribe, sharing this messy ride, comparing notes and written dreams. We're the authors of our destinies. And that's just it. You're helping people become the author of their destiny. It's such a gift. So if somebody realizes that they're feeling anxiety, fear, overwhelm, that they're busy taking care of other people to try and feel more of themselves, but they're still out of alignment, and they would like the safety net of some sort of channel to be
Mhm.
self-empowered, and then also not only to make a difference in the world for themselves, but for other people, what would be the signal that would trigger them to say, you know, I thought I could do this on my own, but I could do it so much more effectively, so much faster, so much more successfully if I reached out to somebody like you, Emma G. What is
Right.
that very clear signal?
I think that's a really great question because we live in an environment where we're so caught up in this idea of everybody being an island,
Mm,
right? Where like I am Wonder Woman, I can, or Superman or whatever, I can do everything by myself. And if I fail at all, it's not just an attack of my ability to do things, but it's an attack of my character. And so we often feel as human beings, as communities, that if we feel any inkling of overwhelm or anxiety or any negative emotion, upset or jealousy or anger, that it's a direct reflection of who we are as people. And I think it's important that when you do feel those things, that then you can be like, oh, actually, I'm not an island. I have a community of people behind me, and I have people that I can reach out to be part of my community. And my biggest thing is about being a safe person to approach when you want to help yourself overcome those negative self messages, because again, together we rise. We can't do it all ourselves. What we can do is reach out to people, to experts, to other creatives, or people who just have a creative superpower that you are yet to discover about yourself, to unlock those parts of yourself that you have kind of been adulted out of. And what I mean by that is, where every child is born a genius. As we grow up, society has told us that we have to fit into a certain box or a certain paradigm to fit into the world that we live in. That is that, and so we forget about our inner genius. We forget about our inner creative. And so it's my job to help you remember yourself.
nice.
And again, that's what I mean by like unlocking those answers that already exist within you. They're already in you. We've just forgotten them because we're so shut down in feeling and letting ourselves be vulnerable and letting ourselves just exist and talk to ourselves and listen to ourselves.
So it's very, very true, especially when we are putting this front to try and be something that we may or may not be. And
Mm-hmm.
we lose sight of who we actually authentically are because we're trying to present ourselves in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
perceiving that that's how other people would like us to be. And then that creates this huge rift between who we actually are and this envisionment of who we think we should be. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
rift between that dissatisfaction of self. We
Mm-hmm.
only have one precious life to live in this world. How
Mm-hmm.
are we going to passively let go of that treasure and that gem to not pull them together and actually live in authenticity so that you're not feeling the overwhelm, so that you're not feeling anxious, so that you're actually stepping into your own empowerment and being yourself, and to do that so beautifully through melody and through song that, I mean, we all know what a good song can do for us. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mood changer, it's an energy changer. It's, we can go through with that emotion and be inspired and be inspiring. And that
Mm-hmm.
would be when you'd reach out to somebody like Emma G. And Emma G has generously said that she will share an opportunity with anyone listening to this to have a session with her. And all you need to do is to go to workwithemmag.com, WorkwithEmmag.com, to
Mm-hmm.
actually connect with live superpower, super rock star, super fashion icon. I love that too. To find your own power within yourself, so that you understand your own message and how you can make a difference in the world and be empowered not only for yourself, but then to make a difference and help empower others with that message. And
Absolutely.
Emma, you said you had a secret gift, another gift to share with us. Do you have something coming up?
Yeah, so if you head to workwithemag.com today, I'm actually starting off today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 9 a.m. New Zealand time, if you know your, because I'm originally from New Zealand, let's be real. I am starting off a free 3-day workshop activation to work with me on creating your own song, and helping, you'll get to know me a bit better, and you'll get to know yourself a bit better, and you'll get to come out of this free 3-day, try saying that 10 times fast, free 3-day.
To sing it.
Yeah. Free 3-day workshop with me. You'll come out of it with a song written for yourself, by yourself, and for the world. So I'm super pumped about it, and I can't wait to meet you all and learn about your stories and help yourself as we create magic out of your music.
Awesome. Let's go create magic out of our music at workwithemag.com. Emma G, will you do me a favor and sing Advice That Matters?
You want me to sing Advice That Matters? Okay. You mean the quote Advice Matters, or you want me to come up? Okay. Advice that matters, advice that matters. Here we go with Michelle Hoffman with Advice That Matters. Oh,
thank you. I'm so honored to have you on Michelle Hoffman's liner notes. Yay, Emma G.